Hello everyone, welcome. I hope you all had a great spring break and welcome back. This is our second to last cabinet meeting, so that's exciting. And first off, I'm going to introduce the President's Cabinet, Mr. Jim Barrett, our Executive Vice President of the Technical College. And Ms. Sandy Rudder, Dean of Student Engagement and Support Services. Sandy, would you like to say anything?
Well, yes, I would.
Okay, this is usually when we do the part, when you guys do the part with questions and those kind of things and concerns that you have to bring before the administration. We'll still do that, and I'll let y'all take over. I just want to, Dr. Swinson and Debbie Adams both sent their regards and their regrets that they could not be here. They're in a meeting, as are most of the other vice presidents, so that's why he gets stuck with just us today, and Jim must have missed the meeting. So, but anyway, we're glad to be here, and let me tell you that Timmy Swinson said to let you know that there are evening services, evening cafeteria services now at the CETUS building. Yes. And if you guys get a chance to call her, thank her, send her an email, but she wanted you to know, and she wanted the TCAT to know that it was because those students came forward, had their ducks in a row, and kept asking. Sometimes you don't get the first response, but sometimes the wheels are turning behind the scenes and things happen a little slower sometimes than I want them to, but they do happen, and so we are so thankful for that. And I'll let you take it over and see if there's any other concerns.
Thank you. Is there any students that would like to bring up any concerns or questions to our administration? Okay, I'm going to hand it up to Gabby. We have a few questions that were brought up to the Student Government Association mailbox.
Yes, hello. So just one thing I want to comment on is where our graduation is going to be held. I think we all should give ourselves a round of applause in the administration for changing where we're actually going to be hosting graduation at. Many of you students have came up to the SGA and other faculty members the past couple months wanting to change the venue for graduation, and with your support and your voice and your persistence, we were able to have an open dialogue with the administration and actually change the venue. So that's a big accomplishment for us, so I think we should be proud of that. Another thing that has come to our attention, changing tables inside the bathrooms. There is no changing tables throughout anywhere in the buildings except closer to the daycare facility, where there's changing tables for men and women's bathrooms. And it's not just for students, but also whenever we have events on campus where people from all over the community come here, we also need a place for them to change their baby instead of them changing their baby on the bathroom floor or anything like that. So I think that would be a really good thing that the administration looks into, installing some changing tables in the bathroom. And I'm going to pass the microphone off to Andrew, our TCAT senator. He has some other concerns that was raised over to him.
Hi everyone. So the two concerns that I had were, one, the current geese policy that we have, obviously kind of a hot button issue that we've had a lot, but the way that they're handling it now seems to be a little bit controversial with some of the people I've talked to. So maybe revisiting that policy or something of that nature might be something that we need to look into, just because I've heard a lot of people kind of be scared of what we're doing to the babies and things like that. And then the other thing was that apparently we had a choir concert put on by the music department that was really, really good, and everyone loved the actual concert. But apparently we had some issues with seating. We ran out, which meant that a lot of people had to just kind of stand on the side or not even go in at all. And so maybe working on a better place to host that kind of thing in the future. Thank you.
Which performance is that?
The Choral Arts of Chattanooga and the Chattanooga Ballet. Can't even pronounce it, I think it's Latin.
Okay.
So I don't want to mispronounce it.
And
but
where was it held?
in the auditorium over in that building.
Another concern I like to bring up is Chattanooga State, we are now a recycling campus. But many of us, we don't know that. So I think it would be good for the administration to do if we post more recycling signs and even recycling bins across campus, let students know that instead of just wasting and throwing away their trash, they can actually recycle it and reuse it. And also, we are a tobacco-free and smoke-free campus, but I also walk around and I see a lot of students vaping and stuff like that. But I can't necessarily tell them they're not allowed to do that because there's no tobacco-free signs and smoke-free signs around campus either. Not a lot of them, anyways.
Right.
So I think we should maybe post more so we can spread more awareness of that. Yeah.
Okay, Gabby, can I say a couple things? First of all, with the Green Committee.
With the Green Committee, we have SGA representatives, right, Cayenne and Kristen. So let's take that back and say that we don't feel like, you guys don't feel like there's enough recycling yet and there's not enough signage. We need to be aware. I think we're growing in the opportunities to recycle, but we're outgrowing our ability to get the awareness out there, okay? So you help us with that. Actually, the smoke-free campus is dear to my heart because I know and watched SGAs in the past work through that and get to where we are now, which is a pretty amazing. So I will take that forward too. And Jim, how is it down at the TCAT? Do y'all have enough signage down there?
We could probably use some more, especially on the vaping.
Especially the vaping?
Yeah.
I don't think people understand this too. Yeah, so we're working on that. Okay.
Thank you. Does anyone else have something they'd like to bring up? Okay. Next, we have the lead involvement team with their club presentation.
Sorry.
Hi everyone, my name is Destiny. I'm the president of BLIT, and this is one of my representatives. Her name is Kijana. And a couple of weeks ago, at the end of February, we went to APCA. APCA stands for the Association for the Promotion of Campus Activities. It's held each year in Florida. This year was APCA's 25th anniversary, and we had to go to a lot of educational sessions and different showcases for talents.
So every day it was like a set schedule we had to be a part of. I know it's not a good picture, but basically it was like something set every step of the way, like the whole day. So in the morning we would have student educational sessions. Those were more like compact. That wasn't like as big as like the other things we had to do. So it was like a variety of, you know, sessions you get to choose from, just like, you know, basically anything from like how to host like a coffee shop, or, you know, how to get student engagement. And then in the afternoons we have a value showcase and a purposeful programming showcase. And that would just consist of different talents like comedians, poets, singers, bands, stuff like that. And then the purposeful programming showcase would be for motivational speakers and people talking about like sexism and racism and stuff like that. And in the evening we would have a dinner showcase and a main stage showcase. And that's consists of the same thing, basically, just different acts and stuff we would look at. And we have a book and we can see, you know, who's about to come up next. We can write notes on it, and, you know, if we think they're suitable for campus. And also we had a diversity initiative showcase, and that was just different people talking about, you know, the same thing like religion, sexism, and stuff like that.
Next, we went to educational sessions. We actually went to basic financial tips, how to host a poetry night, blockbuster marketing, and how to slam your coffee shop. So the basic financial tips, it just basically taught me how to like budget money. And then the how to host the poetry night on campus was where to put a poetry night, because you wouldn't want to put it like in the cafeteria and then we have food and then the cafeteria's open. That's crazy.
And I went to the Blockbuster Marketing, and that was creative ways to pack the house. Basically, it was a session on how to get students more involved in our activities here on campus. So I just learned different ways we can be creative to get like people to come to our events. Like for instance, like duct taping somebody to a wall and they handing out flyers, because you're gonna stop and be like, okay, why is this person duct taped to a wall? And then that's gonna make you take the flyer and be actually interested. Or do a body chalk line like in the amphitheater and put a poster in the middle of it, because you can be like, okay, I hope nobody died on campus. So you're gonna look at it and you be like, oh, it's an event, okay. And then we also went to slamming your coffee shop venue, and that was just ways on how we can do a poetry night, like either just slam poetry or just an open mic night, basically. And that was just giving us tips on how to do like the judging and stuff like that. Okay, so this is the showcases that stood out to us, and these are pictures of like where we were and where they like presented. So the different showcases were like poets, bands, motivational speakers, comedians, singers, and even a hypnotist, and then a game show, like a free money game show. So these are the people we felt that would be suitable for people on campus, and we thought that you guys would want to see as well, and we thought they were actually interesting. So, you know, these are possible people we think would be good for the campus. So, you know, you might see one of these names soon on campus. And one thing I learned was that student engagement is very important, and it's a lot that comes behind it. It's just not us passing out flyers, it's not just us just telling you guys to come to events. Like, it takes a lot of time and devotion to, you know, getting you guys to come to events, and, you know, that's what we do. Like, it's lit and student life.
What I learned from AFCA was basically, like I said, like how to budget your financial future. I thought that was very helpful because I never knew any of that stuff. So.
Let me say something.
Guess what? These people are spending your activity money. So, how many of you came to the comedies, what was it? Comedy show the other night, about a month ago, about 2 months ago? Anybody come? All right, if you would like more of those things, or if you want to be involved with how that money's been spent, it's your voice. So help them out with lit and student activities. That's your money, and you get to spend it, but you gotta be engaged to spend it, right?
Right. And to add on that, you know, we are lit, and it's a lead involvement team, so we do handle campus activities. So if you want to be a part of that, we're more than welcome. You know, you're more than welcome to come to HPF 180, and there's always a lit representative in there. If it's not, one of our advisors are in there. So if you want to come and just come to a meeting on Fridays at 12:30, just let us know. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Next on the agenda, we have Sandy with the Achieving the Dream Conference.
Well, I think I have a helper coming in, so he might bust in here in a minute. But in saying achieving the dream, and I'm really jazzed about that, and so I'm glad I get to talk about it today. But when I was walking down, and the conference was in Long Beach, when I was walking down the hallway, I hear this voice saying, "Hey, Sandy! Hey, Sandy!" And I turned around, and there was the president of our APB was lit before. It was Rob Steinmetz, and he started being the student activities student person here. He grew into a job here, and now he's president of college in Oregon. So, you know, it's really good to see him. So there are job opportunities, you guys, in some of these things you do. And you never know who the next vice president or president is going to be right here in this room. There's been several that sat here where you are. But the Achieving the Dream conference is about something that's going on this campus and across the United States. How many of you have heard that term, Achieving the Dream? All right, now I hope you as students are going to hear more about it because it's going to take your voice. I've worked here for a very long time, and I'm not going to tell you how long, but I've seen lots of people, many people that come through these doors, and they have all these goals and aspirations, and they leave without fulfilling their goals. And it's the saddest thing ever to me. Now, that you're seeing that we have, and Tammy's going to talk about it, all of these things to help you get through the gaps. Food, money, electric bills, all of these things, and there's more coming. But what we're seeing is that all over the United States, the people, not everybody is graduating. And if you look at different populations, not everybody is equitable in being able to graduate. Okay? Now, what I want you guys to do is be a part of this program. Be a part of this movement because it's creating a culture of care on your campuses, on every campus. I hope I can take about 6 people to this next year. It's in 2020. I was excited because I thought it was this summer. But it is no excuses. It's how do we get your fellow students through this journey and into the other side. So I feel like if we're going to know, we can't speak for you guys. We've got to know from you because you're the people that interact with each other. So I'm going to ask for you, I'm going to ask for at least 3 or 4 volunteers to come to see me after this meeting and be on one of these committees that is pushing this movement forward. And really, after I do one committee, then we're going to do all the committees because your voice is very important. And you guys are going to, this day and time, you have to learn to advocate, not only for yourself, for each other, and populations of people. And I think Liz is going to be excited with me, and she's going to come to the microphone, and
I'm just going to hijack your talk.
Okay, go for it.
So many of you know me because you're here, because you're in my class, but there are lots of subcommittees of Achieving the Dream. And one of the ones that I'm on and that I'm the co-chair of is a Teaching and Learning Task Force. That group, one of the things that we've set as a priority for this year is redesigning a classroom with furniture that you fit in comfortably. And we are working on that this semester. So Sandy's talking about having students engaged in that. I have recruited a few, but if there are others of you who would like to have a voice in designing the next generation of Chat State classrooms, then please let me know. Because we want you to have a voice in that. Right? We as faculty know what we want, but we don't know what works best for you. Okay, so that's the kind of stuff that Sandy's talking about.
The other thing is that the most impressive thing to me at that conference was the student voices. They were called the Dream Scholars. And they were students just like that sit in here and go through our doors every day, and they were the most powerful, the most heard speakers at that conference. And I want to see us have Dream Scholars here, and we're going to work on that too. It's learning to find your voice and be able to vocalize and kind of organize your thoughts around issues that you know we need to address, okay?
Up next, we have Tammy McDonough talking about the Tiger Cupboard.
Big segue in there.
Yeah, great segue, Sandy. Thank you so much for having me today. And I want to talk about what's very near and dear to my heart and to my department. I work here on campus in the Student Support Center. And so we're all about helping students, providing resources, and helping you be successful in staying in your classes. But today I want to talk specifically about the Tiger Cupboard. It was 1 year ago on March 20th that we started the cupboard, had it open. This was a vision of one of the students, and so it's because of students and their advocacy for one another that this took place. All right, so the Tiger Cupboard is our food pantry. It's located on the 2nd floor of the Student Center in 215, right by Miss Sandy's office. So what is food insecurity? It's a big topic right now going across the nation on college campuses, right? So what is it? Food insecurity is the lack of access to enough food and having to make hard decisions, right? Between whether you buy your basic needs, or maybe it's the textbooks or paying tuition and buying food, okay? So what is the need? Like I said, this is a hot topic across the nation right now. They're doing studies and they're showing how many students are being affected by food insecurity and lack of housing, okay? So this is a study that I've put up here. It's a surprising number of students live at or near the poverty level. The national poverty rate in 2013 was 14.5%. But for students not living with relatives or on campus, the poverty rate was nearly 52%. So consider this. Roughly 58,000 American college students reported on their FAFSA as being homeless. It's pretty high, isn't it? Kind of makes you think, makes you stop and think. So more than a third of college students don't always have enough to eat, and they lack stable housing, according to a survey published by Temple University and the Wisconsin Hope Lab. So according to these statistics, we needed to do something, right? And we had the student advocates. So who qualifies for the Tiger Cupboard? Any student, faculty, or staff in need will be served with dignity and respect. So any one of you, okay? And how do you request assistance? Sign into your Tiger Web and click on this, we've changed it to the Tiger Cupboard logo now. So when you sign in, you should be able to see it right away. So when you click on that, then it goes to this page, and it's a little blurb about the cupboard and the times and location. And then you click here to make your request. Fill out the necessary information that we need for data purposes and for filling your request. So it has a long list of items, including personal care items that you can mark that you might need. Also on that request, you need to pick if you want a box to take home or if you want a really quick snack, okay? So that might be like just a lunch for that day. So then a phone call is made, so we get an alert, Miss Sandy, myself, and one other person. We get that alert, and then we call the student, tell them that the times that it's open, make sure that that works for them. If not, then we make a special appointment time for them to come and get their items from the cupboard. So here's the data. This is what I'm excited about. In the year that we've been open, we've had 68,964 ounces and 3,437 pounds of items donated. So that's since we were opened in March of last year. We've distributed 154 times.
Wow.
Isn't that great? It's exciting. So we have 1,176 pounds of food has been distributed just in the fall semester. So that spring semester we didn't open until March, so we had a small number of requests, but in the fall we had much larger requests. And so in that fall semester we had over 1,000 pounds of food that was distributed to students. We've only had 69 pounds that is either expired or dented or excess that we felt we couldn't use or distribute to students, and that's given to the community kitchen. So it's a pretty small number, and I want to try to keep it small. We want to make sure it goes to students. All right, so what do those students look like. We've got TCAT students. I've had a student who she was expecting in a few weeks, and her husband just lost his job, or got his hours cut back rather, and needed a box. And then a couple of weeks later, she forgot her lunch, so she came over and she got a lunch for that day. And it's, of course, being expecting, we don't want her to go without any food, right? So she came over and got some lunch. We also had a mother of 4 who had recently gotten custody of 2 other family members' children. So 6 children in the family, so we were able to help her. We've had faculty bring hungry students. We've had students bring students. It's working. It's working. All right, we couldn't do it with all the volunteers. We have so many people who have given so much time. Faculty and staff are usually in the cupboard during the hours that we're open, Monday through Friday. And then student volunteers who come in most of the time in the afternoon after it closes, and does a lot of the sorting, inventory, pulling out things that are expired, moving items that are going to expire sooner to the front and those in the back, right? So kind of shifting things around constantly. So a lot of times I get asked, how do you know how much to give? How do you ever know? What do you give people, right? So that form that you fill out online, then we go by this. So the number of people, see across the top it has how many people are in the family, and then we go straight down that. So say if I had 3 people in the family, and then I would know that they're getting 6 cans of vegetables. So then volunteers know how much to give. So it's pretty consistent. When they come in, they have a box that's already prepared. We usually ask them, kind of look in there if there's anything you won't eat, don't like, whatever, let's pull it back out, save it for somebody else. And if there's something else in there that they see that they can make another meal with, then of course we put it in their box and they take it home. All right, on your table, we have a volunteer day. So on the March 19th, you should have gotten an email yesterday for Tennessee Promise Volunteer Day. So if you're a Tennessee Promise student, you have all those community service hours that you need to do. You can check your email and sign up for that. We also have the Facebook page, so please friend us on the Facebook page. This is how you'll see when we have other times for students and to volunteer or food drives that we have. I know the cadre did a food drive in February, was fantastic. During Valentine's week, I think it was, and love the students, some type thing. So if you need anything according to, like your group, your club, or wants to do any kind of food drive, please let us know. All right, what's to come? We're collecting recipes. So if you have some recipes that is your favorite that kind of go with the items that we have in the food pantry or non-perishable items, please email those or get those to Miss Sandy or myself so we can put those into a collection. All right.
Wait a minute, I need to say one thing.
Okay, Miss Sandy.
You know what the greatest thing about this is watching the volunteers and the people bring in food. Do you know that food pantry has been stocked, restocked several times now, and it's all done by faculty and staff from here? And your gifts, some of you guys have been, and one day I came in and there was a pile of food outside the door, and it was just mounted up, and it said, there was a note, and the note's still on my top of my desk, and it says, because you guys helped me, I need to help somebody else, and so here's what I have right now. And it's just really kind of humbling, but that's creating, these are things that create that culture of care. So these are things that we need you to help us with. The other thing I needed to say that I neglected a while ago, and I'm going to use this time, is Jim. Jim Fry is our representative. He's our SOAR student, as well as Nicole from TCAT. Nicole's last name is Wingo. Nicole Wingo and Jim will be competing for the state SOAR students next week. And it's a really big deal, and so you need to wish them well, and you guys that go to TCAT or in the TCAT I don't know Nicole, and I can't wait to get to know her. I've heard lots of good things about her, but these are our representatives, and you're going to see that we have students representing us in many, many ways. And we're going to do everything we can to help you get there, help you be successful, and we value your voice and your representation. I think you guys are going to tell us a little bit more about that, right?
Thank you. Okay. Our Student Government Association President and Vice President elections are coming up, and so Victoria Giannini, our parliamentarian, is going to come up and talk to you a little bit more about that.
Good afternoon, and one more round of applause for Tammy and the Tiger Cub. That was awesome. All right, just a few important dates. This Friday, the 15th, campaign forms are due. We have a few of them left over for you guys who want to still get in on their campaigns and everything. We're doing Vice President and President elections on the 3rd and 4th of April, so do not forget to submit your votes on ChatSync. Everybody know what that is? ChatSync. If you do not, there is a workshop tomorrow about ChatSync to help you guys better know how to use that. And then last but not least, March 18th, for those of you who are running, is the pre-campaign meeting. It will be held in HPF 104 at 12 p.m. So that is a normal cabinet meeting for us. So just make sure you guys are there, and make sure you guys get your signatures. For those of you who are running, you need the 50 plus 10. And these are not a vote, so if you sign one of these forms, make sure you know this is not a vote. It says it really big and bold, but just to be clear, you can turn these forms into myself or any other of the SGA members or Solange over there. You can turn them into us. But yeah, make sure you get those in for us. Thank you guys so much. And remember, votes are on April 3rd and 4th. Thank you.
And also, I definitely recommend running for president or vice president if you're interested. And our office number is HPF 134, 135 if you want information on anything other than those positions just to look forward to in the future. Next, we have Gabby about Congress Day.
Yes, so who all has went to Congress Day in the fall last semester? Is anyone in here? Yes. Oh, so like almost no one. How nice. So in the spring, March 22nd, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, that we're having another Congress Day. So all of you who did not raise your hand, you can now go to that one. Dr. Norell, she is the professor who's running and hosting the event. It is going to be in the HSC building, and if you're in one of her classes, I encourage you to go. If you're not in her class, please go to the event. You may not be able to participate, but you can definitely be someone who is involved. You can watch how everything is done. Congress Day is a great opportunity for students to know how our government works. So if you're not involved, I encourage you to get involved in Congress Day. It's a wonderful opportunity. And
I still need volunteers.
oh, okay, well, yeah. So everyone who did raise your hand, you can volunteer for the event. So.
Not my students.
Some student leadership opportunities we have coming up. Who all knows what TISL is? Tennessee Intercollegiate State Legislature. So TISL, it happens every November. It's a great opportunity for students all across the state of Tennessee to come together and essentially host a mock TISL with all college students. So we have senators, House of Representatives, we have a governor, and they're all college students here in Tennessee. Well, upcoming in April 11th, we have TISL's Day on the Hill. There, we'll have the chance to not just sit in committee sessions with our Tennessee legislatures, but we'll also be able to speak with them and meet them and network with them and talk to them about upcoming bills in the future. So any of you who's not just a political science major, but who's just interested in government and is passionate for advocacy and promoting your voice and other people's voice, I encourage you to come to TISL's Day on the Hill. If you're interested, there's a sign-up sheet back here. Sign up, let me know, or let any other student Government Association member know. It's a great opportunity for you to network.
Registration
And if you do want to participate, registration for it, the deadline is by tomorrow. So please sign up today and we can get you going to register. More opportunities, more leadership opportunities. The Tennessee Civic Summit, and it's happening on March 22nd in Knoxville. Excuse me, March 29th in Knoxville. This is an event. It's a great opportunity for students, faculty members, along with administration, to learn how to promote voter registration on campus, civic engagement. Schools like Vanderbilt and UTK will be there. It's really great. We need a delegation from Chat State to attend so we can represent our school. There will be Tennessee senators there, people who ran for Congress and office in Tennessee, they will be there. So this is another wonderful networking opportunity that we have. So I encourage any student who wants to go to also learn about civic engagement and also just learn about any education bills that's coming up and just want to meet any of your Congress members. I encourage you to come to that. Again, the sign-up sheet's all back there, and registration is due within the next week. So, and then another one, ETSU is sponsoring the Student Success Symposium. That will be on April 16th. The symposium focuses on belonging for students, so creating a campus where students feel they belong and they are welcome and they are cared for. And here you will also learn about not just yourself, but also other students, other student populations, how we have a veteran population, we have adult students and non-traditional student population. So this will be a great way for you to know better about your own campus, and along with that, you can also network and meet other students from other campuses as well.
Hey, Gabby. I may be putting you guys on the spot, but isn't SGA going to like pay for people to go? Like if we need to get like a van or a bus and we need lunch because we're hungry, are those some things that SGA might pay for a class or like a group of students for?
Yes, so if not only you, but let's say you can convince your teacher into kind of getting all your class members to come, SGA, we will sponsor and pay for you guys to go up to any of these events. We'll pay for the registration fee, we'll pay for your lunch, transportation, anything like that. Just sign up. It just doesn't just have to be you. It can be a group of you guys. It could be your class. It could be however many people you want to come with you. Yes, SGA will take care of everything. So this will be SGA sponsored. So I encourage you all to please sign up after the cabinet meeting.
Yay.
Okay, next on the agenda we have Hats Off to Excellence and Salon. That is Salon's.
Can I say something? I have to go. I
Yes.
didn't see him, but I just want to say just a couple things. First of all, it is an honor for Nicole and I to be nominated for this SWORD Award in Excellence. Keeping our expectations sort of low on this, at least on my end, but it's really been wonderful to be part of the campus community here and to help represent the school when it goes on to state events. But also there was something else I was involved in last year and that I'm very proud of this year, and that is our own Gabby here has been nominated to be the Tennessee student region for the upcoming year up in last year I participated in those interviews, and it was an interesting time. It's a very exciting time to see what's going on in community colleges across the state. There's a number of TCAT programs, a number of community colleges, and they all send representatives of their best to these events. And so to be part of a group with Nicole and Gabby and to be among the best is really quite an honor for all of us. And so we know that we go not only with your support, but we go representing you. We know that it's a very important thing because this is a great institution, a great school. I just finally will say that being part of the adult student population and seeing how many folks have participated in encouraging adult students, We know for a lot of young folks, you go on to school, it's hard to imagine that you're going to be sitting in classes with a lot of us older people. And yet we've all been really pleased to be part of the community with you all. And so we look forward to more adult students. I don't know if you notice, there's 1,300 adult students here this semester as part of this campus community. So good luck, Gabby. We'll be thinking about you next week. Appreciate your thoughts for Nicole and myself as well. It's great things that are happening here at Chattanooga, and we're proud to let the state of Tennessee know about that. Thank you.
Okay, hi. So my name is Salong, and I work in student life, but I'm also on the Hats Off to Excellence committee. So Hats Off to Excellence is our end of the year award ceremony. So we have awards for clubs, academics, and as well as distinguished service awards. And so the deadline was yesterday, but we're extending it to this Friday at noon. So if anybody wants to nominate someone you know for these awards, please do that by Friday. So I just wanted to briefly talk about some of the awards that are open to the campus at large, so anybody on campus can nominate. And so the first one is Eye of the Tiger. So this award is for students that have succeeded through difficult situations. So if you know anybody that has, please nominate. One of the other ones is the President's Award. This is picked from a pool of people that have been nominated by and chosen by the President, Dr. Ashford. And it's for graduating students with a minimum GPA of 3.25 and that have made a positive contribution to Chat State in some way. And then our last award is the Debbie Wagner Award, and it's for one faculty or staff member that has gone above and beyond to help students, to help students succeed. So the deadline is Friday, March 15th again, and to nominate, please check your Tiger Mail. If you just search Hats Off to Excellence, you'll find my email. It includes the PDF nomination form. And so if anybody has any questions while you're nominating, my information is on there, so contact me if you have any questions at all. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Student Life, and I am Rick with the Dripping Comment.
Thanks. Just to touch on a little bit of the hats off deal, if we still have any advisors in here and any students, I have sent several emails to students if you want to nominate your advisor for Advisor of the Year. If you have not received those emails, please come see me after if you want to nominate your advisor for Advisor of the Year. Also, the Club Excellent Award, if there's any advisors in here, we extended the date to Friday. If you want to nominate your club president and one additional other member of the club. So basically you can nominate 2 people from your club for a Club Excellent Award. And also if your club want to go for Club of the Year, we need your submission, your end of the year report need to be submitted by March 18th. I think that's next Monday. So if you want to be the Club of the Year, please submit your end of year report by March 18th, and all other end of year reports need to be submitted by March 31st. So if you are a club and organizations to remain active on campus, you need to submit an end of year report by March 31st to remain active. Also some of the events that we have coming up. First, we have just sit with me for a minute. We have one event that's coming up Friday, which is the activity period. It's at 11 o'clock, so you can go ahead and meet with your clubs on that time as well. Then another event we have is we have a chat sync training from 10 to 11 in IMC 201. So if you need help with your end of the year report, if you need help with anything dealing with chat sync, please come see me. And Delnita, and also so long as in that meeting we give you individual help. If you need any form of individual help for your club, come see us IMC next Tuesday from 10 to 11. The next event is a Cafe Connection that we have coming up is juggling it all for Women's History Month, and that is next Wednesday. We're packed with events next week, guys. Next Wednesday at 11 a.m. right in this room. And then Thursday, we have Movies on the Lawn. That began at 7:30. The movie will probably start about 7:50, a little close to 8 o'clock, right when the when it get dark outside. And the movie will be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Be sure to invite your family and friends to come out. We'd like to make that a great family night. And students, your Hamilton County is in spring break, so you should be able to stay out a little longer with your kids. Also, the talent show. If you are interested in being in the talent show, Thursday, which is tomorrow, is the last day to register for auditions. So if you'd like to be in talent show, and the actual talent show is April the 4th at 6 p.m. in the Humanities Auditorium. Last but not least is the open house that we will have. Student Life, we combine with what's Keisha's group in recruiting. And we do our open house, and it's combined with our family egg hunt. So again, that's April the 6th. So we have a family egg hunt here on campus. We have about 5 big basket of prizes of goodies and stuff for your kids. So you can bring them out to those events as well. And the open house begins at 10 to 1, and the family egg hunt normally starts around 12 o'clock. And that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions for me? All right, thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Dietrich. Next, I'm going to quickly talk about Tiger Stories. So, for those who don't know, Tiger Stories is a platform, a podcast for students to come on and share their stories and their experience that they've had at Chat State. So, just to give you an update, we had our first recording of the podcast not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. So we got that off the ground. So if you or any other students that you know who are interested in sharing their stories and coming onto the podcast, please just let one of us know. Let one of our SGA members know, or you can contact Dr. Norelli. So we're very excited about that. And then last but not, yes?
How do they access the podcast?
Yes, so.
It's not live yet.
Yes,
we recorded it, but it's not live.
Yeah, so we recorded it. It's not live yet, but whenever it is live, we're going to share the link, and we'll send out the announcement of how people can listen to the podcast. And just to finish up, our next cabinet meeting, our last one, is April 10th. So please come to that next one. It'll be our last one, so we'll end it with a bang.
And also, I'd just like to reiterate, if you're interested in the leadership/advocacy opportunities, this table right here, even if you're not wanting to sign up completely, you can just put your information down, and we'll be sure to send you something with information if you want to reach out with questions or comments or anything in that regard. Also, our job fair will be coming up. You all have a little paper on your table, and if you want to take one back with you, we have a pile up here also, and some more things to check out. But thank you all for coming out, and have a good rest of your day. Sorry. And the club announcements too. Sorry.
So I'm in the Pharmacy Tech Club, and we are throwing a health fair April 12th. We also will be having some free screenings, such as mammograms and lung screenings. We have several vendors as well, so you guys will want to come out and check out those vendors, along with some good food vendors there as well. We will also be having the Operation Medicine Cabinet. So instead of leaving that medicine laying around expired, or throwing it in the trash or down the toilet where it's going to hurt the environment, you can bring it, drop it off, and we will collect it and get rid of it safely. So this is April 12th at the Health and Science Center from 9 to 1. Any questions? Did I miss anything? I don't think so. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that is it. Thank you guys for coming. Hope to see you next month, April 10th.